red, white, and blue.
Hi guys, today we're on set with the Demise team. How did you use media technologies in the construction research, planning and evaluation stage?
Hi!
We used Google for most of it. Like, we used the maps to find the best location because that was an important thing for our trailer. We looked at existing magazine covers and film posters on Google Images too, which helped us establish the codes and conventions we needed to include in our products to make it more clear that it's a horror film. Also, we googled the BBFC boundaries for the films with 15 certificate.
YouTube played one of the most important roles, as we were able to look at trailers to gain a perspective of our trailer and its narrative, and we could also analyse different conventions in these trailers to apply to ours. It was a good site to use because we could also gain audience feedback from it by having our videos up there.
We used Blogger as well, and it allowed us to update our work electronically, which saved us a lot of time. It helped us, and it was an easier way to track our planning while we were filming and to keep us up to date with what we were doing. And it was also linked with Google, which made the process a lot easier as well.
We used Microsoft Word, which we used to produce our questionnaire for our target audience, and then we put the results into Excel so we could use pie charts and look at percentages, which helped us figure out what we needed to focus on more.
We used two cameras to film. We used a Nikon DS3100. This was our main camera, which we used and it was set up on the tripod. We were able to experiment with different settings on this camera, and since it was a modern camera, it had all the modern technologies. The tripod helped us keep the camera still, and it improved our panning shot of the car going by. We used a Sony 3C CD camera. This camera was quite old, so the quality wasn't as good, but it gave the effect we wanted, which was a white noise effect once we uploaded the film onto the editing suite.
It also looked like it was supposed to be a handheld camera throughout the whole.
Yeah, so we used it for point of view shots, which was good.
Yeah. Whilst we were putting our trailer together, we used a lot of effects and things on the editing software we used, which was
Adobe Premiere
Pro CS6.
It allowed us to change the brightness and contrast on our videos to get the exact kind of effect that we wanted. We used a lot of noise effect as well to create a not as clear sort of...
To show a disturbance in the camera.
Yeah.
But to do that we had to put noise going over it and then revert the colour to get the black and white effect that we wanted on it.
And that was only used on the handheld shots we got.
Yeah. On the handheld camera, as well as using the noise effect, over on the general shots we used a low noise effect just to make it a little bit more like it was a handheld camera. And we also lowered the brightness and contrast to make it seem a lot darker in general, and to show that it was separately, just show a clear difference between the footage on the handheld camera and the footage on the other camera.
I think one of the main sort of editing we did was on the sunset shot we got, because we took about
20
minutes
worth
of footage and we reduced it to 6 seconds by speeding up the time, I guess.
We used a lot of candlelight and the light of the torch to darken the image, and obviously to show that it was nighttime. And we also did this to show that it was an abandoned house.
Candles.
Because there was no... Yeah. To amplify the fact that there was no electricity.
Candles are also used in a lot of horror films as well.
So that was a convention that we used from...
Yeah.
We also sped up a shot of us blowing out candles after the Ouija board, which showed the candles blowing out by themselves, which was obviously shown as like a disturbance.
We used to vary between Photoshop and Illustrator for our magazine and film posters, as it allowed us to add text and mess around with the brightness and contrast to get the kind of horror image that we wanted by it being dark and scary and eerie for our audience.
We all used Prezi to answer one of our evaluation questions. Using this allowed our blogs to have more multimedia aspects to it. This was a good alternative as to type in up an essay.
We all did a Prezi each as well, which allowed us to talk about what we did.
Yeah, separately.
For our ancillary.
Yeah, focus on what we did for the group and stuff.
We also used the editing suites. We used the Premiere Pro software, which is the same one that we used for our main product, as we'd got used to using that and we found it easy to use. It was a lot easier for us to use that and cut clips from that of what we needed and then scrap what we didn't need.